So 2 Chronicles chapter 20. It happened after this, that the people of Moab with the people of Ammon, and others with them, besides the Ammonites, came to battle against Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was the king of Judah. Was a man who did what was right in the eyes of God. A man who obeyed the commandments of God. In spite of all the other kings who did wrong, Jehoshaphat chose to do what was right. Which means he obeyed God. He believed in God. But that did not stop what? Problems coming to him. So you may be the best person in this world, doing everything right. As long as we live in this world, there will be enemies. As long as we live in this world, there will be problems. The only time when we are not going to have to face problems anymore is when we go to heaven. If you don't go to heaven, you're going to be inside the problem yourself. But when we go to heaven, there will be no problems anymore. As long as we stay here, there will always be problems. Always be difficulties. Some people say, oh, I can't take it anymore. You can, and you have to. So Jehoshaphat did everything was right in the eyes of God. But that did not stop the people of Moab with the people of Ammon, with others, to come after him to take his kingdom, to destroy his people. Are you getting it? So for example, as long as we are here in this body, there will be sicknesses trying to come to our bodies. There will be women trying to come after your husband. There will be people trying to come after your son. There will be other competitors trying to come after your business. There will be all sorts of problems. And if you are having problems in your life, welcome to the club, because problems are there. The difference is not that we don't have problems. The difference is that those who use their faith, they overcome every problem. They fight the problems. They defeat the problems. That's the difference. Are you understanding? If you say, Bishop, don't you have problems in your life? I do, because your problems are my problems. Every time you come with a problem here to us, it becomes what? Our problem. But we help you. We overcome all of them. So the problems came to Jehoshaphat. Then some came and told Jehoshaphat, saying, a great multitude is coming against you from beyond the sea, from Syria. And they are in Hazazon Tamar, which is in Engedi. And Jehoshaphat, what? Feared. Feared. So, it's normal. Imagine, there are people coming from all over the place to take your kingdom. They're going to defeat you. They're going to fight against you. They're going to kill your children, the women. He feared, which is normal. For example, when you saw the police coming there, you feared. When you saw your son being taken to the police, you don't know what would happen. They didn't know what would happen. He could have been killed there. Oh, Saumo, where is Saumo? When that man said, I can give you a baby, I'm sure you feared. Feared what? Not the man, but you feared the fact that time is passing and there was no one there. Yes or no? When you hear news that are bad, you fear. And that's normal. We are humans, we fear. If you say, no, I don't fear, you are lying. You fear. I fear. Humanly speaking, we have this fear in us. My God, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? When the phone rings at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, what do? You fear. How do you wake up in the morning to answer the phone? And then, what? Because you fear. So, enemies are coming. Problems are coming from all over the world. And when Jehoshaphat heard, he feared. He was pregnant with fear because of the words that he heard. But then what did he do? What did he do? Look there. And Jehoshaphat feared. And what else? And set himself to seek the Lord. Which means instead of getting despair, he said, hold on. The problems are coming. I'm going to seek God. I'm going to seek his help. I'm going to call his attention. What else did he do? He proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. So Judah gathered together to ask help from the Lord. And from the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord. So when he saw or he heard that the enemies were coming, instead of getting desperate, he came to God. He went to God and started seeking him. And not only he called everybody. They proclaimed a fast and they started seeking God's help. And you know what happened. Everybody came, and what happened? Because he knew what he was doing, how his life was right in the eyes of God. Look what he said. Then Jehoshaphat stood in the assembly of Judah in Jerusalem, in the house of the Lord, before the new court, and said, O Lord God of our fathers, are you not God in heaven? And do you not rule over all the kingdoms of the nations? And in your hand is there not power and might, so that no one is able to withstand you? Which means, he was not just talking to God. He was asking God's questions. In other words, are you not the one who blessed our fathers? Are you not great? Which means, where are you now? Are you not our God, who drove out the inhabitants of this land before your people Israel, and gave it to the descendants of Abraham, your friend forever? Which means, where are you now? I'm doing what is right. My faith is in you. I've been obeying you. I need your help now. You have to save me. You have to help us here right now. And they dwell in it, and have built you a sanctuary in it for your name's sake. If disaster comes upon us, sword, judgment, pestilence, or famine, we will stand before this temple and in your presence, for your name is in this temple, and cry out to you in our affliction, and you will hear and save. And now, look, now pay attention to this verse now. And now, here are what? The sickness, the sadness, the depression, the unfaithfulness of my husband, the loneliness. Here are the bills that I have to pay and I don't know how. Here's the threatening that I have there in my workplace to lose my job. Here are the people trying to convince my child to go and take drugs, to do what is wrong. That's what he was saying. Here are the people of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Zer, whom you have not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt. But they turned from them and did not destroy them. Here they are, rewarding us by coming to throw us out of your possession, which you have given us to inherit. O our God, will you not judge them? For what? For we have no power against this incurable disease. We have no power. I have no power against my husband's desire to go out with another woman. I have no power to take my son out of drugs. I have no power to force my boss to promote me. I have no power to overcome this situation in my life. I have no strength in me to do so. That's what he was saying. That is coming against us. Nor do we know what to do. But what? Read it loud, this one now, please. But what? But our eyes are upon you. This is the greatness of Jehoshaphat. Which means, we've been doing everything that is right. We've been serving you. And these enemies are coming against us. They are greater. They are stronger. They are in great number. We don't know how we can overcome them. Physically speaking, God, it's impossible for us to do that. We can't do it. It's like me fighting all of you. Although I could make a way. Imagine all of you coming against me. it would be impossible. Which means, I don't know what to do, God. I don't know what to do. I don't know this situation. My son is being taken to prison. The years are passing and I don't know. I cannot find the right person. I don't know what to do. But what? Our eyes are upon you. Our eyes are upon you. Where are your eyes looking at? Because if your eyes are looking at the problem, your eyes are not upon God. When you see the problem, you don't have your eyes on God. Are you understanding? Maybe you, when we talk about your life is going to change, the first thing you do is to bow down your head, Bishop. You know, your husband is going to change. Bishop, you don't know my husband. You don't know my son. You don't know my situation. I don't have education. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have my visa in this country. I'm getting old. Blah, blah, blah. Your eyes are on the physical problems. You are looking at the problems, which is normal because that's who we are. But Jehoshaphat said, no. Now our eyes are upon you. We are looking at you. And you can make a way where there seems to be no way. You can make the impossible become possible, God. So he proclaimed the fast. They started fasting. They called upon God. And what happened? If you keep reading later, you will see. God gave them victory and more. Look what God said to him on verse 15. Read verse 15. And he said, listen, all of you Judah and you inhabitants of Jerusalem, and you King Jehoshaphat, thus says the Lord to you. What? Do not be afraid, nor dismayed. Why? Because of this great multitude. Why? For the battle is not yours, but mine. Imagine God saying to you, the battle is not yours, it's mine. Now, does he say that to everybody? No, not to everybody. He's not going to say that to everybody. He's not saying that to all of you here. God is not going to say to you, don't worry, the battle is not yours, it's mine. Not to everybody. Who does he say that to? To those who believe, to those who trust. And now you see the importance of your sacrifice. When you make, for example, Saumo, when you went there, you didn't have a man in your life yet. But you went, you took all your salary, everything you had, you put on the altar and say, my God, you are going to have to help me. At that moment, you showed what? Your belief, your trust. I know that God, humanly speaking, I'm getting older. My landlord offered to give me a child. Time is passing, my family is there, everybody has a... Humanly speaking, your eyes would see the problems. But spiritually speaking, you said, my eyes are upon you. You prove that with your sacrifice, with your faithfulness, with your faith. So at that moment, what happens? The battle is not yours, it's mine. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to help you. Because now it's me. Because you trusted me. So when you don't trust God, when you don't do this, when you don't set your eyes on Him, the battle is yours. The battle is yours. It's harder. Very hard for you to overcome because it's your battle. And the enemy is always what? Greater, stronger. When you don't trust God, it's your battle. It's you and the problem. But when you put your faith in God, it's not your battle anymore. It's His. Are you understanding? Your eyes must be on whom? On God. Do you know why many of you are not blessed? Because when we talk about sacrifice, it's impossible for you to please God without sacrifice. When we talk about you're going to take what you have, you're going to present that, you're going to make a sacrifice to God, where are your eyes on? Where do you set your eyes on? What? Am I going to give everything that I have? My salary, my same, this. No, Bishop, I can't. Of course you can't. Because your eyes are on it. You start thinking, what's going to happen after? How I'm going to pay my rent? How I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do that? Your eyes are on it. But when you trust God, your eyes are on Him. And when your eyes are on Him, it becomes His battle. You gave everything you had. right? I'm sure that it was very hard. Huh? What to eat, how to pay the bills, and so on. But today, you eat, you pay the bills, and you don't sleep alone. That's it. That's it. Today you have a husband, you are there together, which many people don't. It was hard, but you set your eyes on God. But if you're looking at the offering, no, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, you'd have the money to pay your bills, but probably you'll be alone until today. So do you want God to say to you, the battle is not yours, but it's mine? Set your eyes on Him. Take your eyes off everything else and set your eyes on God, and you're going to see what's going to happen. That's why we are going there. We are going there. We gave this envelope to you on the night video. Inside here, you're going to write one thing, one request, one area of your life where you need God's judgment. In the book of Joel, it talks about this valley here, which is the valley of judgment, where God will judge. My God, I have this situation in my life. Judge if this is fair, if this is right. And we are going to take it there. You're going to bring this with you in your sacrifice on the 16th. 2 Sundays from now, according to your faith, according to your condition. And we are going to take it there. Ask God to do what? Judge this case. Judge this situation. And this person is coming to the valley of decision. Her life cannot be like this anymore. Something has to happen. And God has to honor us. Honor us, not because you deserve. He's not going to honor you because you are good, you are a good person, but because of your faith. Your faith in Him. When you take your eyes off what you are looking at, the problems or your conditions, and you set your eyes on the Lord. Amen.